Galatian Highway here. Well, I'm Third Movement. Want to talk about want to do a video about finding a godly mate in a relationship, or finding a godly relationship, finding a godly husband. The hardest thing I say that's happening right now in Christianity is when we come to Christ, finding a mate that's suitable for us in Christ. It's easy to be in the world and then find a worldly mate because they're everywhere. But a godly mate is like having a boiled egg and put it back in a 36 egg carton. You're gonna have 36 eggs and only one of them is gonna be done. So we got to find ways to find that done egg. So that's what this video is doing, essentially, just trying to help you find that one godly mate in today's culture. So with that being said, I want to talk about 3 things we can do to try to weed out all the bad eggs and find the good one. This is a video towards men and women. So I believe men and women can do this, and it should be pretty good for both. All right, the first one I want to talk about is, and I believe this is just as important, let somebody who's close to you, who may be, have a little more experience than you in relationship-wise, let them talk to the person you bring home. When you find someone to date, let them, like a father, let your father, or let your uncle, if you're a woman, let your uncle or father or an older brother talk to them and get to know them, because older sibling or a father or uncle or something like that is going to be able to weave through the BS when that person is trying to spit game. I really believe it's hard. It's easier for a man to game a woman than a man to game a man. And I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm just being a realist. And vice versa. It's some women out there with strong game. And I believe that, it's going to be harder for a woman to game a woman than a woman to game a man. So I really believe men, let your mom, let your mom talk to her. Let your mom have a relationship with her, or either let your sister or auntie, somebody in that capacity, talk to them and let them see if they're gaming you. Let them see if they're trying to play a game. Let them see, let them be able to help you weave out the BS in it. Back in the Bible days, you see they used the fathers was the ones that arranged for their daughters to get married. We're not living in that day, but what I'm saying is you can still go by that model. Not saying let your father pick the person, but let your father talk to him, or let your mother talk to him so they can have a little wisdom on the situation. And some of the dudes, we don't have. So a lot of us don't have fathers. A lot of us don't have mothers. So go to the next best thing: your auntie, your grandmother, your grandfather, your uncle. Let your brother, your older brother, do it. In some cases, let your younger brother do it, and I think that's a way to really, weed out some of the bad eggs, so to speak. The second thing is to, of course, we're talking about Christian mates, we're talking about Christian individuals. Why not let your pastor, let your pastor talk to him, let your pastor and his wife, do some dating with them. If you're in the capacity of having a pastor, let them be able to talk to them. Or if not your pastor, you might have a spiritual advisor or a spiritual leader. Let them get to know them. Let them build a relationship with your mate. Let them, kind of like counsel you on what they think and what they feel about the person they met. Because these people are the wise ones of God. They're dealing godly wisdom, so they'll be able to help us out tremendously. So I really believe that if we let have some godly counsel, they have some if you can trust some deacons in the church, some deaconess in the church, really just really take your time and be serious about this, because this is something that you really don't want to mess up. Finding a mate is something you really don't want to mess up. So many Christians so many good Christian people that they just getting into the faith and everything, and they want to have a mate, but sometimes they just quit on finding a godly mate, and they get back with a person or a woman that ain't no good, or a man that ain't no good, and they have a struggle with Christ because they're putting some unequally yoked people in their lives, and it's just a struggle. It's really just a struggle. So I really believe that, some godly counsel in the situation. The third thing is, so this is just for you, notice things about them. Look for things intentionally about them. Look how, if somebody say I keep a standard, a certain standard, see if they're really keeping that standard. Take time and see if they're really keeping that standard. If they say they're a Christian, then watch and see if they're a Christian. Watch and see if they give. Not saying that giving is the only, barometer, but watch and see if they follow the commands, the commands of God. See if they really deal in love. See how they treat. See how they treat others. See how they treat the people that they don't know. See how they treat their friends. See the things they do and say around their friends. Talk to them. Tell them to tell you stories and see what their stories about. When you go out on dates, see how they treat individuals around you. I firmly believe if you kind of like guide yourself in these three things, it'll be a lot easier to find that godly Christian mate. You may say, well, I date online. Then you can do these three things while you're online. And I got a whole nother video for that online dating thing. So hope these three things work for you. I hope you use them when you find that godly mate. And I pray that you find that godly mate and y'all get married and become, really pillars in this society. Because one thing we lacking, especially in the black culture, is the family. The family, and it's just a part. The man has left home, and we can say whatever, but the reality is we got to fix this. So this is my way to help you guys. I hope you guys use this. I hope it helps you find that mate. The Lacy with Third Movement. Good luck.